How's it hanging, dudes and dudettes? My name is Shawn, and we have more Cities Skylines 2 news to cover. We have a short one today, but it's an important one. So, the dev diary, traffic AI, pathfinding overhaul, yada, 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 right? But what is this?
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
A mistake? How could it be? How could they? Nay, I say, how dare they? Yes, this is a small blemish of an overall perfect trailer with, will no doubt have some people up in arms, I'm sure, right? I saw a post about it from Reddit, but it's been deleted since. People get mad over the silliest things. They could have edited it out, sure, but they chose to keep it in. And there's a reason for that. They have now had this thing ready for a while. All of these trailers are pretty much ready, I would imagine. They could have edited it out a long time ago, but they chose to keep it in. This is the secret to their success before launch. And let me explain why. So, out of all the awesomeness that was in the AI traffic diary, this part stands out to me the most. They deliberately chose to leave it in. Why? People could, constantly, they just keep crying about how the game is, isn't perfect or up to their standards. Why doesn't the game have this yet? Or, why is this price that? And why, whatever their gripe is. It's like people want this game to be something that is, that's almost impossible to be. The game isn't perfect, and it won't ever be by certain standards, right? Other games pretend to be perfect before launch, and then when the game comes out, they complain. This is what allows them to subtly say, look, things aren't always perfect. This is them setting the expectation. If you can't cope with a bit of this every now and again, then you're just unrealistic, and this isn't the game for you, right? So out of every new and overhauled thing this game has to offer, I'm glad to see the imperfections. And I'm glad they aren't afraid to shy away from it. It's also kind of encouraging, right? Because if you think about it, if this is the worst thing wrong, right, then we're in a good position. We're good to go, right? If this is the worst thing that we have to deal with, maybe a little, texture wrinkling, something like that. This is just a texture bug or glitch, sure, right? I just know that along with the new overhauled pathfinding, things like this aren't even on my radar. And parking lots and stuff like that, everything else just means that the small things like this, these little one-offs, just make the game more grounded into reality. On a side note, though, looks like things have picked up back in the Steam discussion room as now people have started to defend the game even more. So you got two sides of one coin. It just seems like you'd be switching from site to site. You know what I mean? The hate is migrating. Once they're not welcome here, then they move on somewhere else. This is what I like to see, though, is people defending this game. And I hope you guys keep it up. So, yeah, I do believe showing the imperfections will set the expectation for the Karen devs out there who seem to be everywhere telling people how they should have made the game instead of making one better themselves before any of the other information ever comes out about the game, right? Most of us have realistic expectations, but, at least Colossal is showing that this game is the next installment, not the second coming of Jesus, right? So there is so much we could talk about, but I feel like pointing this out and showing everyone that things like this may seem disappointing but are actually not that bad. Setting the expectation will result in a less of a drop-off rate after the first few months because people expect to see a couple things here and there that might be a little off. It's a brand new game. They're not thinking the game's going to be perfect and the second coming. You know what I'm saying? So, and that is a measurement of the game's success, is not having a drop-off rate after the first quarter. This was acceptable in Cities 1 due to all the other problems, right? So, if this is the worst I've seen so far, I think we're okay. Oh, yeah, and I have to add a couple more things here. How cool was it to see motorcycles and stuff like that? And just the way the parking lots are, and they put kind of emphasis on the parking lots, and how traffic AI, how they will try to just pathfind around different, issues or something like that. And they also dropped a little hint about if you have really messy intersections, they're going to try to avoid them. And a lot of that stuff comes down to the player, and it's not just pathfinding alone. You kind of have to work on that a little bit. And I love that part about this whole game. I love it. In midst of all some people whining and crying about little bitty things, I really do think that a lot of these improvements on the game is really going to skyrocket Cities Skylines to enormous success beyond the first one, and that's saying something because that game is so old. People are still playing that game by the thousands, and so that's all. That's all. I just wanted to add a couple little things about. Because, they did have the trailer come out, and here I am kind of griping about other people griping. So I didn't want to just leave the entire video off that way. I do kind of want to, shine some light on some of those other things. And so, yeah, guys, make sure your intersections are looking up top notch because people are going to avoid them all the way around. Then that could cause even more roadblocks. And then people have to double back. And then, oh, my God, there's so many possibilities. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. I'm sorry. That's it. That's pretty much it. Let's just wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. I'm so excited for this game. After the highlights video comes out, I'll do my best to do like a deep dive or put together a few of the important things I don't think anybody else is really talking about at that point, right? Here in a few days or a couple of days or whatever. But right now, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to piss off.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and